I'm Roman Bodnarchuk, founder of Wisdom Twin. For 27 years, I've built digital systems for some of the world's largest enterprises. Today, regulated organizations face a risk nobody has insured. When their best experts retire or resign, decades of judgment walk out the door with them. Wisdom Twin is knowledge insurance, and we're raising $1 million pre-seed to build it into the standard. Here's the problem in 3 parts. Your most valuable asset, expert judgment, has no backup copy anywhere. Frontier AI could help, but regulated firms can't send sensitive data to public cloud models. And leadership is squeezed between boards, demanding AI productivity, and the compliance risk of shadow AI. The result? The highest stakes workflows in the economy still run on pre-AI tooling. Why now? 3 forces converged this year. In June, Poetic, a 4-person team, raised $50 million at a $500 million valuation automating regulated workflows. The market pull is proven. Open weight models now deliver frontier performance fully on premise, and the EU AI Act and NIST frameworks are making governed, auditable AI mandatory. The window is open right now. Wisdom Twin is a 4-layer sovereign stack. It deploys on premise or air-gapped, so nothing ever leaves your perimeter. Forensic ingestion structures years of an expert's decisions. The wisdom model captures how that individual thinks, and governed role twins do the work with access controls, immutable logs, and human approval gates. Now, rather than tell you what it does, let me show you the working product.
This is Wisdom Twin, the sovereign twin platform. Knowledge insurance for regulated enterprises. What you're about to see is our working product, running on a synthetic tenant, a fictional insurer, Meridian Mutual, and a fictional chief underwriter, Margaret Chin, who retires in 4 months. Notice the top bar. On-premise. Air-gapped. 0 external calls. Nothing you'll see ever leaves the customer's building. Step 1. Forensic ingestion. We point the platform at 22 years of Margaret's work product, 84,000 emails, 12,000 underwriting decisions, claims files, referral memos, committee transcripts. All of it processed locally on the customer's own hardware. Watch the extraction log. The system is pulling out judgment patterns, the unwritten rules behind her decisions. And notice the flag in amber. It also detects what she does not know. We call these knowledge cliffs, and they're a governance feature, not a limitation. Step 2. The wisdom model. This is what makes us different from enterprise search. Search tells you what the company wrote down. This is a structured model of how one person decides. Her decision frameworks, weighted by 12,000 real cases. Look at the sample heuristic. When a warehouse drifts toward lithium-ion battery storage without a protection upgrade, Chin declines, regardless of loss for years. Nobody ever wrote that rule down. It lived only in her head. Now it's an enterprise asset. And where her expertise ends, at marine risks, the twin refuses to act and routes to a specialist. Step 3. The twin console, working a live queue. Here's a routine case, a Class A office tower. The twin checks construction, verifies the broker's track record using Chin's own credibility adjustment, screens the valuation, and approves with a quoted premium. This decision class runs above the autonomy threshold, so the twin executes on its own and logs everything. This is the 70% of the queue that stops consuming expert time. Now a harder one, a warehouse with 6 loss-free years. A generic model would approve it. Watch the twin catch the occupancy drift toward battery storage. Match it against 43 similar cases in Chin's history, and decline, with resubmission conditions. It decides the way she decides. That's the difference between knowledge and wisdom. And here's the case that matters most to a regulator. A chemical processing facility, 18 million in insured value, with a prior loss. This exceeds the twin's authority. It drafts the terms, but it physically cannot execute. A high-risk gate opens, and a licensed human officer has to sign. Watch. The chief underwriting officer reviews the twins' proposed terms, the cited precedents, and approves. That signature is cryptographically sealed to the audit chain. This gate is why a chief information security officer lets us in the door. So how does an enterprise learn to trust a twin? With a number, the concordance score. For 12 weeks, The twin shadows the expert on every case, and we measure agreement, decision by decision. This twin reached 94% overall. Autonomy is earned per decision type, above a 90% threshold. Below it, the twin drafts and a human decides. Trust, quantified instead of asserted. This is the benchmark we intend to define for the category. Finally, governance. Every plan, input, action, and output you just watched, including the human approval we signed a moment ago, is already here, hash-ained, explainable, and exportable as an examiner report in one click. This screen is the difference between an AI pilot that dies in security review and one that gets deployed. WisdomTwin. The product works. The team is complete, a 27-year enterprise systems builder, and SAP's sustainability revenue leader. We're raising $1 million on a safe to deploy 5 founding design partners and publish the first concordance benchmarks in the industry. Your best people are walking out the door. We're how their judgment stays. Book a live demo. The link is on your screen.
That's the product. Here's the market structure. Layer 1 automates processes. That's poetic. Layer 2 makes company documents searchable. That's Glean and Cohere. They know what the company knows. Nobody owns the layer that knows who understands it. The judgment of individual experts. That's our moat, and every twin we deploy deepens it. The business model is infrastructure economics. $25,000 setup plus $5,000 a month per twin priced per critical role. One department insured is $850,000 in first-year revenue. And once an enterprise's judgment is encoded in its twins, switching means starting over. The lock-in compounds with every deployment. Where are we today? Honestly, pre-revenue, post-product. The platform you just watched is real and demoable in 20 minutes. The founding team is complete. What we don't have yet is customers, and that's exactly what this raise buys. 5 founding design partners in financial services and insurance compliance. You're pricing the team, the product, and the wedge. The team is why this works. I build the product. 27 years of enterprise systems, 6 years as P&G's digital agency of record, and 5 companies helped pass $1 billion, including Eloqua, acquired by Oracle. My co-founder, Deborah Kaplan, leads revenue, 16 years selling audited enterprise platforms into Fortune 500 buyers at SAP. She owns the exact buyers we're selling to. So here's the ask. $1 million on a safe. 40% hardens the platform. 35% funds the design partner pilots. 25% goes to market. 18 months from now, 3 to 5 paying customers. Publish concordance benchmarks and a price seed round. The next step is 20 minutes on my calendar, and I'll run this demo live on your questions. Thank you.